Everybody panic. The recession is here. Oh, it's over. We're all fucked. We're doomed. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, GDP numbers came out yesterday and today. Predictions were 0.4% growth, 0.3% growth roughly. And what would you know? Negative 0.3%. There's one quarter of negative GDP. Now we just need one more. We talked about this. I mean, I don't know how long it is. It got to be almost a year ago at this point when we were looking at this GDP. We had 2 quarters of negative GDP, and that was the technical definition of a recession. And it's a good thing that the Biden admin just kind of redefined recession. So I guess if Trump runs back another negative quarter of GDP, it'll be all right because nothing's the problem. If you remember back then, their argument for this was, yeah, we had 2 quarters of negative GDP, but the job market's so strong and the economy just looks so good otherwise. We're not going to call it a recession. We're not going to declare it a recession. You think that's going to happen again? Because I don't think it's going to happen again. If we get another negative quarter, the media is all going to panic. I mean, whether they're right to panic or not, I don't know. It remains to be seen. We will see if this even happens, this hypothetical. But a solid miss on GDP is not ideal. I've been talking about it the whole time. I mean, the underlying economy, regardless of these numbers that we keep getting told that everything has been great the last 3 years, basically post-COVID. We've bounced back so miraculously. Everything's amazing. Right now, Trump recession was trending on X before I started the video, and there's people in there like a sleepy old man was able to head the country and lead us to four years of GDP growth and stock market gains, and it's like, I mean, yes, and in all fairness, I mean, Trump's, I think, in a lot of ways, shooting himself in the foot with the blanket tariffs, let's say it that way. I don't have a problem with tariffs in the just general sense, but the fact that he's just hitting countries with blanket tariffs, the uncertainty, the actual economic impact, all that, fine. This recession, if we get a recession, and I think we will, like I've been saying it the whole time, nobody knows when it's going to happen. I personally think it'll be in the next couple of years, strictly because it'll be how long can the Fed hold on and prolong this process and stretch it out as much as possible. And side note, I made a video about it. Me and my wife bought a house a little while ago, so that would be my luck. We buy the house, housing market tanks, stock market tanks, the economy goes into recession, so that's about my luck. So you're welcome for that. I bought the house. I'll trigger the recession myself if I have to, I guess. But going back to Biden's presidency and Trump's first presidency, COVID happened. We injected trillions of dollars into the economy. And then they're coming out and being like, look how great the stock market gains have been. Yes, the government was spending more money than ever before, dumping money into the economy. Assets, when you do that, you inflate, and we just had crazy inflation. Assets are going to go up. I'm not an economist. That's basic economics. That's 101. That's supply and demand. That's all the basics. If you put more money in circulation, asset prices are going up because you devalue the dollar. That's just how it works. It's not complicated. We are going to see a recession at some point. Sooner rather than later, I think. I don't know. You let me know in the comments what you think. That's my personal opinion. And we're going to reap what we've sown in the sense of the Fed turned that money printer on and fucking spewed money everywhere. And then asset prices have blown up. And now, obviously, with all the uncertainty around tariffs, around general things where consumer sentiment, we talked about this before too, but like just the amount of impact people can have just by believing the economy is not good is tremendous. And it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy when people have a negative outlook of the economy. We will end up with a negative economy because they will save more money, quit spending, drop GDP, and that's looks like where we're headed. Right now, consumer sentiment is like 13-year low. That would put us at what, 2012? Basically coming out of the great financial crisis. So yeah, not ideal news. It's worse than than the COVID outlook somehow. I'm sure when COVID actually happened right at the beginning, we had like a blip of where it dropped way low, but still. Prices remain elevated, interest rates are elevated, consumer sentiment is low, and the government is cutting spending. I guess besides just the money being printed by the government, obviously, and injected that way, the government itself was also spending more money, like in its budget, also with the PPP loans, the student loan pauses, the mortgage foreclosure moratorium, and all these things. Money was freed up in all these different ways, and we are going to see the consequences. It's going to come. There's no way to avoid it. There's no free lunch thing. That's what it is. Costs are going to keep going up. Inflation is probably going to re-accelerate, especially when the Fed starts cutting rates, and they're going to have to. If the economy starts to falter, the job market starts to falter. I've been paying attention to it a little bit. Haven't talked about it here on the channel that much, just because it's kind of been just stagnant. It's been just floating around. We still have really low unemployment. It's just kind of hanging out. UPS just announced they're going to lay off 20,000 people, I think, over the next year, the next coming year. There's big companies making big cuts, and it'll continue to happen. Obviously, the federal government with Doge and all that, huge cuts to the federal government, that's going to have big impact. A bunch of people lost their jobs, or took the buyout and left, whatever, retired, all these things. Things are moving, not in a great direction. I hope you're prepared. I'm gonna try to be as prepared as I can. Obviously, not an ideal time to buy the house, but hey, it is what it is. I don't fucking know. Anecdotally, I know regular costs for regular people. I saw people talking about in the Trump recession hashtag thing on X. They were talking about regular just prices of everyday items. Groceries, gas is up, electricity is up. Supposedly, I was just reading a little graphic they were posting. They're all up. Randomly, random anecdote, but for my work at my job, our health insurance is going up $80 a month. Right now, what is it? $170 a pay. We have pretty good health insurance. It's good stuff. So $40 a pay for $80 a month. So we're going up what? 20 almost 25% increase to the health insurance prices. I mean, I'm not complaining that much. It's $80. Health insurance is expensive as all hell. The baby and everything, dude. If you've never had a kid or had a bunch of medical bills, just looking at the claims and seeing insurance billed $800, $1,200, $1,000, $500 for just regular checkups and all that kind of stuff makes my head spin, honestly. But they specifically cited, just kind of totally an aside, they specifically cited GLP-1 medications, and so like Ozempic, Wegovy, all these weight loss medications that everybody's taking these days, taking, in my opinion, the easy way out on this stuff if you're not an actual diabetic. And another thing that I think will come back to bite people in the ass later on, not a doctor, just my prediction, but we're not in a great spot. Apparently everybody's on weight loss medication, and the economy's going to shit, and everybody's unhappy, and I don't know where we go from here. Personally, I don't think it's that bad. Even if the recession comes, I mean, I've been talking about it on the channel here for a long time. You just got to be prepared, and if you have your expenses in order, it really a lot can happen before anything bad happens to you, and you're going to be all right. And if anything, it turns into an opportunity, especially if you're younger and not in retirement, things like that. Hey, not that you should be wishing for it. I don't really believe in hoping for a recession or anything like that. I don't want that to happen. But nonetheless, it's an opportunity, and I think it's coming. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, especially about the GDP stuff. You think when and if we have another quarter of negative GDP, you think everybody in the media is going to panic and say, "Oh, Trump recession, it's a recession." They're going to declare the recession and try to scapegoat very loosely, because Trump had his hand to play in this shit too, but just put it on Trump. You think that's what's going to happen? Because I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's where we're headed, and I almost feel like it's obvious, but I guess we'll see. So if you got something out of the video, like it. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe. Come back for more. Thanks for watching the whole thing, and if you didn't like it, tell me why in the comments. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.